because first thing, I didn't know much about Brookings India. I had the name. In fact, I was asking somebody, what does Brookings stand for? They said, maybe there is somebody, Mr. Brookings.
That's true.
That's true? Okay. I mean, as it happens.
There's always somebody to fund.
There was a Robert Brookings, but he died 100 years back.
Okay, that's great. I mean, after 100 years, if the person is around, because my son told me the story about the McDonald's. I'm the son and the father were fighting, about how to make good things for the people who are going to factory, and they can eat very fast. And then both sold that company to two different people, and then the two different people came back with the issue of copyright, saying that, who is actually will own McDonald's. Of course, both put the condition that name will continue. And I'm told from day one, they're tracing, how many burgers they've given world over, and they've crossed 1 billion something. So behind everything, there is a person who counts a lot. I was very happy for two reasons. That one of the three verticals of Brookings India is on renewables. In fact, we do need a lot of ideas. Although we are a 32-year-old ministry and one of the oldest ministries in terms of countries, if you analyze, we do need a lot more intellectual inputs. We have three national institutions. One is the National Institute of Solar Energy in Gurgaon with a 200 acres of sprawling campus. We have the National Institute of Bioenergy in Punjab, Kapurthala. We have the National Institute of Wind Energy in Chennai. In fact, we are also planning to come up with a National Institute of New Energy somewhere, because the Ministry of New and Renewable, we are too much into renewables and nothing much into new. And of course, PM and Honorable Minister have suggested that we must get our R&D areas more focused with the creation of a National University for Renewable Energy, which is, of course, has to yet to get due clearances. And second thing, I was very happy because the book deals with the questions we are struggling to grapple with. And I remember an anecdote. I'm from Karnataka cadre, where I belong to that cadre. Visweswara must have had famous person, in the engineer in the Mysore King's time. So he apparently went to Zog Falls, which is a place in Simoga with a beautiful fall. And many of the Kannada poets, they have written a lot about this Zog Fall. It's a beautiful thing. In rainy season, it really, comes in beautiful colors. But when he saw it, he said, what a waste. And the same thing applies today. In fact, I met a scholar in Germany who said, oh, you are one of the richest countries. I said, in what? Of course, we are culturally rich. We have this thing. I don't deny that. But no, he said you have 200 square kilometers of desert in Rajasthan, and you have a lot of cold deserts. I wondered, how desert counts for, for wealth. He said, oh, one day this is going to be a prime area for generating energy, because the research and development is taking such a shape that one day, you just take 100 square kilometers by 100 square kilometers, you can produce the entire energy India needs. Now, if we can't put policies together and harness that energy, the future generations, whose wealth, of course, we are eating away, will never excuse us. So this book brings out those challenges. These are all manageable challenges. Other countries have faced it, and this helps us to actually tackle it at a policy level. But that is not much. After this gentleman in Germany met me, we went to a company called 50 Hertz, and we were having lunch with the managing director. He got some phone call, and he was apparently a little sad after the phone call. I said, what went wrong? I'm so happy now. What happened? Of course, very informal. So he said, no, I just got a call. An offshore wind plant is going to be commissioned. So I said, that is good news. Offshore wind farm is getting commissioned. He said, no, the German law says that the moment it is commissioned, we have to evacuate the power. If we don't evacuate, we have to pay for it. And then I said, yes, this is a problem, because in India, we have wind power, and the scheduling is very difficult, because the forecasting error is 30+%. So I said, what is your percentage of forecasting error? He said, oh, in wind it is 3%, in solar it is 7%. So I said, how long it has been so? He said, no, it was not so good until 3 years back, but then we thought we will have a statistical strategy. We hired 5 consultants, and 5 consultants gave 5 forecasting margins, and then we got another software, and mostly made by Indian people, who merged this, and now we're getting the combined scheduling of 3 and 7%. And he also told they were trying to bring it further down. So one of the challenges, of doing this is that, yes, this is a challenge and it's manageable, it has to be done. Then I came back to India and I said, is there any company which is helping us in, giving software which can actually reduce these forecasting errors? I think we are trying to put them in place, and but there is a challenge, we have to bring it. Two more things he told. After that, he and me, we went to a research site where there is a solar plant where they're creating, today, they are generating a temperature of 2,500 degrees Celsius. You just put that antenna thing, put the sunlight, and if you put something, it burns. And even iron melts there. So I said, look, in Germany, are you going to use this? He said, no, we are doing it for you. I said, how are you doing it for us? He said, in India, in metallurgy industry, you are using a lot of electricity. Now in 2-3 years' time, we are going to sell you this technology where you can use this in metallurgy industry. You will use solar, daytime. You don't need nighttime for that. And instead of electricity, you can use solar energy to melt your ores. I was really impressed. And I'm sure Brookings will bring these ideas also from outside India, where, in R&D, many things are happening. In fact, I'm told the solar plane is coming around the world. In USA, I'm told they're making solar roads, where roads will generate electricity. So Brookings India will definitely help us in bringing new ideas into place. And we will be in touch with them because we do need some intellectual input, more so at a global backing that you have. And we will definitely, I haven't gone through the book, but I was very impressed whatever pages I opened. These are the questions, in fact, we are struggling with. So some of the very pertinent questions you have captured. And as and when we go through this, we will have more interaction with you. We will identify common R&D areas where we can make common progress. And thanks a lot once again for having invited me today.